The US and EU trade relationship amounts to around $1.6 trillion per year, making it one of the biggest and most significant trade partnerships anywhere in the world. But Donald Trump, the US president, says essentially it's unfair. He says that the European Union is sending plenty of goods like European automobiles to the US and not taking in anywhere near the same amount of goods from the US to the shores of Europe. That is a notion that's rejected by European officials and say that while there is a trade imbalance when it comes to goods, that is largely offset when it comes to the surplus of US services sent to Europe. Now, in response to Donald Trump's threats of incoming tariffs on EU goods, there have been a slew of reactions from European leaders. We've heard from Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk saying on Monday that this will test European Union solidarity. We've also heard strong comments from French President Emmanuel Macron saying this is an opportunity for the EU to stand up. Now, as far as the European Commission is concerned, they say that if Donald Trump goes through on his threat to impose tariffs, that'll be met with a firm response. That was a point somewhat reiterated by the EU's top diplomat, Keir.
What is clear, there are no winners in trade wars. If United States and the US start the trade war, then the one laughing on the side is China. We are very interlinked. We need America and America needs us as well. The tariffs increase costs. They are not good for the jobs, not good for the customers either.
And while the threat of tariffs very much dominated sentiment on Monday, European leaders had gathered here in Brussels to discuss the issue of defence. That is why UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, as well as NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, were in attendance for talks with EU leaders. Now, according to Antonio Costa, the European Council President, he says that the focus of these discussions were on collaboration, financing and partnership. When it comes to financing, Donald Trump has said that he wants to see European members of NATO spend far more on defence. He wants to see defence spending go from the 2% current target of annual GDP up to 5%. That is a point that has been praised by NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte. He says that he wants to see Europe ramp up its defence capabilities and defence spending. He says that he's not putting a figure on how much he wants to see NATO spending on defence. He says that he'll be taking over the next few months an opportunity to assess the capabilities, but he says that figure will be far north of the current 2% threshold. William Denselow, CNA, Brussels.